Hey, what's going on everyone? Jake here with this week's episode of WNTW. Got all the newest inventory to show you today. Corey was supposed to be here today. Unfortunately, he got sick, so I'm filling in for him this morning. Let's go over the first product I got here. Is the new BFL Hitchhiker Rig from HogFarmer Baits. Now this is an awesome Alabama rig or umbrella rig, whatever you like to call them. Like all HogFarmer Baits, these come with heavy duty premium components all around. 80-pound snaps, owner CPS springs on there, premium willow leaf blades, ball bearing swivels, heavy duty wire, so you have no problem, you know, hooking 2-3 fish at a time and pulling them in. This Hitchhiker BFL rig is actually set up to meet the maximum allowed profile for FLW BFL sanctioned events. Also, if you're in California, this is an awesome rig to throw because it's already set up for 3 hooks. You don't have to mess with anything out of the package. Got your 3 snaps on there for your hooked baits, and then you got your screw locks for your dummy baits. So no messing around, you know, take this thing right out. If you're in a state that only allows 3 hooks, or you're in an event that only allows 3 hooks, this is the deal right here. So check this out by HogFarmer. Next up from Stanley Lures, we got the big nasty flipping jig. What's cool about this jig, as you can see on here, is this hook. This is actually a mustad skippy hook. Now this was originally designed for tuna fishing about 60 years ago. So you can see it has this big deep V bend in there, and it's extremely heavy wire. So you're never gonna bend this thing out. When you pull it, you can't flex it. No matter what rod, reel, line you got, this hook's never gonna bend on you. It's gonna get in and out of cover great. It's got a triangular shaped head, and it's got this recessed line tie in here, so it just slips right in and out of cover, no problem. Also got a little rattle on there, so you get a little bit of extra noise on there than most other flipping jigs. Stout fiber weed guard to protect the hook point. Just awesome jig there by Stanley Lures. All right, next up from Cumberland Pro Lures, we got the new skipjack shaky head. I'll be honest with you, I don't throw shaky heads that often, but this one has got me super stoked to start, you know, throwing more shaky heads. It seems to me I could never find a shaky head that's got the right size hook or the right wire gauge hook, and it seems like they've nailed it with this design. So this is utilizing a 4-aught Gamakatsu skip gap hook, and I've had tremendous success just using this hook with, you know, throwing Senkos into like tules and other soft plastics around docks. It's just a great hook. So you can see it has that unique Z bend in the middle of it. So you don't have to mess around with the, you know, screw locks on your shaky head or barbs tearing up your plastics. These are just like rigging up a Texas rig. It slides right on there. You can Texpose it. It's perfectly weedless. And they got that triangular shaped head with a flat bottom on it, so it stands up all the time. Kind of gets that cam action. Just an awesome shaky head design by Cumberland Lures. Check those out. All right, next up from Fish Head, we got a couple new cool jig heads here and jigs. This first one is the M1 ProSeries custom casting jig. As you can see, it's kind of a unique head design. It's actually a mix between a football head, a casting jig, shaky head, and a skipping jig, kind of all rolled into one. It's got 6 different sides on it. When you cast this thing out, it's always going to stand up on the bottom, keep your crawdad or trailer, you know, in a defensive position. It's a great feature to have on a jig. Also got a Gamakatsu hook on there and a nice weed guard to keep it weedless. Another cool thing is it's got dual trailer keepers on there. So it's got a wire keeper and a barb keeper on there. Hold your trailers really tight. And the recessed line tie is just going to help keep it weedless and resist, you know, snagging into cover and stuff. All right, the next one is new V3 Balance Force Jig. Now this is going to be perfect for the cold water months coming up. We all know that, you know, the Demiki rig is, you know, or like the vertical jigging technique with a little soft plastic, small fluke style bait is deadly this time of the year, especially on suspended fish. This is specifically designed for that. As you can see, it's got that weight on the bottom is balanced more towards the middle of the shank of the hook. So whenever you're doing the vertical jigging technique and holding that bait right over fish that are suspended, this is gonna balance and stay perfectly horizontal. It's not gonna go nose down or tail up, you know, tail down, anything like that. It's gonna stay perfectly flat. Also, it's also good for finesse swim bait techniques. So if you want to cast and, you know, retrieve a small swim bait, it's deadly doing that. It's got a wire keeper on there, holds your bait on there really well. Also got a 2-aught Gamakatsu hook on there, so super sharp, and they got plenty of strength. You know, when you're on that light line and you hook a big fish, you're not gonna have to worry about, you know, bending that hook out. So deadly for the wintertime. Check that out by Fish Head. All right, from Trapper Tackle, we got their new all-purpose / live bait hook. Now, this is their 3-aught size right here. This hook, not only is it good for live bait, it's also good for doing a Nico rig or a wacky rig when you want just a little bit heavier gauge hook than your standard light wired Nico and wacky rig hooks. Those are traditionally, you know, smaller finesse hooks. This one's a little bit beefed up, so if you want to throw it on bait casting equipment, you know, heavier duty line, even braided line, if you're fishing around heavy cover, you know, places like Florida and like the California Delta, when you're, you know, looking at 8, 9, 10-pound fish, you know, this is definitely going to be the one you want to use for that technique. And it's got that trapper box design. If you guys haven't heard about trapper hooks, they got this patented trapper box on there, so you get phenomenal hook penetration, and then the fish retention is amazing. So you hardly lose any fish once they get down past that point into that bend right there into that box. They can't shake this hook out, so check that one out by Trapper. All right, from Rooster Tail, we all know the old school Rooster Tail. We got Rooster Tail scent spray. Got it in 3 flavors: garlic, shad, and trophy bass. This is just awesome spray. It comes in a nice little bottle, so you don't have to really make any mess. You're not dipping, you're not dealing with, you know, any kind of gooey kind of scents that, you know, stick all over the place and get on your tackle and things like that. This is water soluble. It's actually packed full of amino acids and UV enhancements. So easy to use, you know, and you can spray it on soft plastics, hard baits, and you can spray it on feather baits like the bottom of a rooster tail, feathers, you know, floating flies, anything like that. So definitely a new spray to throw in the box there. All right, from Accu Cull, we got the Accu Cull Econ Mod Kit. Now, a lot of people are converting over to the, you know, non-penetrating style cull tags. Accu Cull is giving you a kit here. If you already have a kit, you can just slap these onto your existing cull system. They got that small little loop there, so they go onto any kind of cull system that has the traditional, you know, metal rings on there. Slap these on, you'll be in compliance with some new tournament rules, and you won't be putting holes through fish's mouth, you know, like causing less damage to fish and just extending our resources. Great job there by Accu Cull. All right, from the owner of Missile Baits and Elite Series Pro, John Cruz, we got John Cruz Polarized sunglasses. The Polarized sunglasses, I believe there's 6 different styles with different lens colors in them. They got some awesome styles. These are awesome polarized lenses, and they only come in at $29.99. So you're not breaking the bank, and you're getting an awesome pair of sunglasses for it. Another thing they got is kids polarized sunglasses. And I think these are great. These come in at $14.99. You know, it's hard to find a set of nice polarized glasses for small children. You can get these that they'll be able to see down in the water, get a much better experience out there when you're out fishing and stuff. And then, you know, they're only $14.99, so you don't have to worry about them dropping them in the lake or, you know, scratching them up, because it's bound to happen with kids and sunglasses. But check these out by John Cruz. All right, we got a couple other new things I want to show you. We finally got the Tackle Warehouse rod sleeves in. This is the casting model right in my hand. Now it's got the nice little Tackle Warehouse stacked logo on the top. One of the things we kind of added to the bottom is we got the bungee cord on there, so it goes down around your the handle of your reel. Keeps your rod sleeves on there nice and snug, not going to fly off, especially if you're a co-angler and you got rod sleeves on your rods and they're on the, you know, the side of the boat. Sometimes, you know, they catch wind, they just fly right off into the lake. Not going to happen with these. And we're also offering promotional discounts when you buy a rod. We have spinning and casting, so you get a little bit of a discount if you buy a rod and you want to throw in a Tackle Warehouse rod sleeve with it. All right, the last thing we got. We got the Tackle Warehouse ugly holiday long sleeve shirt. We showed this a couple weeks ago. Just want to remind you guys again, you want to get them while you can, because once they're out of stock, they're going to be gone forever, and you want to get them right before Christmas is here, so make sure you get these while you still can. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New with Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase products seen here today, please click shop or the link in the description below. Make sure you check out tacklewarehouse.com every day, because we got the 25 days of savings sale going on, new deals every day. And make sure to tune in next week, because you're definitely going to want to check out Aaron's What's New with TW Christmas edition.